having a good time here and ready to keep this going, so I guess let's jump back in and figure out what is up with the pilgrims. Ah, boy. Pilgrims, notably a problem. Maybe my mistake was not paying enough attention to the zeitgeist, to the vibes. I am curious what happens if I start up another colony and just go, like, straight pilgrim vibes the whole way through. You know, not even, like, not flinching at all for the sake of progress or caring about, you know, mechanical benefits of anything, just, like, picking entirely based on vibes and seeing where that gets me. Because ignoring vibes has actually been a bit of a problem. Well, I guess we'll get into it and we'll see. Don't remember exactly what's going on. But let's take a look, shall we? Well, we're full up on materials. That's rad. The heck is this? This is some mad pilgrims. Tension is catastrophic. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't remember things getting this bad, actually. The heck? Ongoing civil war? Did I just completely miss, like, a whole... Alright. Rid the city of all pilgrims. Wow. Emigrated 0. Abandoned cause 0. Detained 0. Killed 0. Optional finish a new home. Optional round up all pilgrims. Set up Windward Moor as a new home for pilgrims. And I still gotta build a moss filtration tower. Alright, well, there's certainly some fervor happening here. Some angry people. Catastrophic tension seems bad. I certainly didn't remember it getting this bad, but okay, here we are. What's up, Junie? Is it Jover? I don't think it's Jover. Where is it a dangerous level? Yeah, because they're mad at me. I don't know what to do about it. Other than repair it, I guess. Quell fighting. Unavailable because requires 28 guard squads. There was fighting? Okay, so I guess it would be good to have more guard squads, is what you're telling me? Understandable. How's the old Dreadnought doing? Are we cool over here? Old Dreadnought remains cool. Great. And I think we have fully abandoned a different place. Ah, we're supposed to establish a colony at Windward Moor. That was a big deal. Requires 10 Frostland teams, which I don't have. I do have cores, and requires a trail. Well, let's start with connecting a path. Since that seems fairly important. Cost not met, any more frost, more teams. Okay. Teams is easy. I can get teams. I just need to figure out which of these resources I don't care about. Materials I seem to not care about. All right. $806 weeks. 1,200 weeks. Okay, yeah. We'll pause the one with fewer remaining materials. Now I should have enough teams to turn a place into a real place. Or start connecting a path, maybe? Start connecting a path, it seems like, is the plan. Alright, let's do that. That's gonna take a while, though, it would seem. Does it show how long the trail construction? 3 weeks left. All right, 3 weeks I can handle. That's not too bad. Probably. Presumably. There's, certainly some drama happening here. Apparently there's also crime? That sounds terrible. I was in the middle of doing something, and then all of a sudden riots across the entire city. That's a lot of riots. Alright, give me some guard squads. Pull the most violent out of their ranks to join a private army alongside your normal guards. Alright, yeah. Do that. Give me some more guards. I can also mobilize enforcers. Do that too. I know you are not particularly interested in doing anything for me because you're jerks. That's fine. That's fine. It's no problem. It's fine. I'm sure it's gonna be alright. And then I think the other problem is I went hard into one of these, but not hard enough. And, like, my tension increased by a bunch for everything that was opposed to it. Including buildings? Including buildings. So I gotta do something about that. I don't... Like, this is giving me some amount of information here. I'm pretty sure, even aside from the greatly and extremely increased, we're getting a lot of tension from that, from the vibe check. Alright, well, now I can quell fighting, so that's cool. I thought I had more guard squads. Maybe they disappeared for something? Requirements Special Expedition 20. What is a special expedition, do you think? Apparently 26 pilgrims have abandoned the cause while we've been talking. That's odd. Maybe as a result of me asking the stalwarts to produce more guards. All right, let's save the factories, I guess. Guard squads await orders. Steward. Hey, viewers. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Steward, the guards are awaiting orders on what their priorities should be while quelling fighting in this district. If they fight alongside the stalwarts to neutralize the pilgrims quickly and efficiently, they'll incur numerous casualties. However, if they instead try to arrest pilgrims, they'll avoid bloodshed, but require more guards and prolong the process. You may pick your strategy for each district affected by war through which district ability you activate. This requires 36 guards? Oh, I don't have prisons. Some aggressors will be killed, others detained for deportation. I've never built a prison. I guess maybe I should build a prison? Will that decrease tension? I'm not sure that's gonna decrease tension. I do have prisons. Like, I have the ability to build prisons. You want me to build this? Okay. We could build one of these somewhere. Maybe we're in the process of building one of these? Oh, there's no... Wait. There's actual no building slots open? There's an empty building slot right here. Don't lie to me. I guess it already has a... Wait, why can't I build a moss filtration tower here? Why build in heat prisons when a sprawling icy wasteland is right there? Yeah, exile is about the same as imprisonment, right? Okay, I can build here specifically. Alright, what is in progress out here? Isolation prison and surveillance watchtower. Oh, good. Okay, great. So the stuff is currently being built. The stuff that I needed is currently being built. I guess we can also start on this moss filtration tower, because that'll make some people happy. And hopefully not increase tension. Oh, I think I had a watchtower, but it was the wrong kind of watchtower, so I needed to delete it and rebuild it. Prisons of this game can't possibly be about rehabilitation. No, I'm pretty sure the prisons of this game are about torture. That's why I'm building an isolation prison. Yeah, this is wild. Okay, what happens if my tension gets too high? It's not just a game over, right? Oh no, it is in fact just a game over. Well, fall into uncontrollable chaos isn't necessarily game over. Decrease problems or de-radicalize factions. I would love to de-radicalize factions. That would be fantastic. Unfortunately, de-radicalize faction is not available because nobody likes me enough to help me do that thing. Also, I've just done it for the stalwarts? Okay. I believe that.
Stuart! We are calling you, Stuart.
They're calling me. On the phone? Can't they just text? Alright, well, I'm making some guards. And also some more guards. And I guess we'll hope that things work out okay if I unpause? Round up all pilgrims. I would love to round up all pilgrims. I would also love to complete a new home. But y'all gotta stop with the civil war. Speed victory requires 28 guard squads. Enforce peace requires 36 guard squads. And protect also exists. Traveling expedition. People transfer from Winterhome ruins. Are they gonna bring guards back with them? New info available? Where? Civil war. Ah. A bloody conflict has erupted in your city, with people fighting in the streets. This means that some may be injured, others may die, and your city might fall into disarray. Increases tension per affected district. Please don't do that. Reduces output, disables buildings. Sure. If both factions engaged in battle have no fervor, there will be no casualties. However, if either faction has fervor, and boy do they, district wear will increase, buildings will be periodically destroyed. Heck. People will be injured and die. That's not ideal. Wars will spread to encompass more and more districts until you've solved the main quest of the Civil War. Until then, you can use any district abilities to control wars or achieve a temporary reprieve if you manage to resolve all conflicts. This will give you some time to prepare for more bloodshed or an opportunity to pursue the path you've chosen to resolve the conflict. Okay. Well, the buildings don't super matter because we have a lot of surplus. Like, ideally buildings don't get destroyed, but we can rebuild. Ideally people don't die, but also I have 38,000 people in my city. And 2,200 of them are pilgrims. Like, if all of the pilgrims just died, I wouldn't be unhappy. but my goal here is to be a little bit more humane than that and actually give them a place to live where they can be happy. I'm working on it. If they would just stop the goddamn civil war. So I guess in the meantime, we just do the best we can. Pilgrim's fervor is increased. Do not increase Pilgrim's fervor, please. I can deploy them to protect, I guess. Uh-oh. Steward, the guards are awaiting orders on what their priorities should be while protecting this district. They could form a cordon around vital infrastructure, halting its destruction. Or they could instead focus on keeping civilians out of harm's way and prevent their deaths. Okay, let's not be a gigantic asshole and, for once, actually work to save lives. Relations slightly improve with all communities. Fighting will not increase wear. Relations marginally improve with all communities. Fighting will not result in fatalities. What is the difference between slightly and marginally? Why is this game like this? Protecting people requires more guards. Alright, that's fine. Let's protect people. I'll protect some people. And there go all of my goddamn guards. Will not end fighting. Slightly is probably slightly more than marginally. Wouldn't that be nice? They changed it to chevrons in, like, item descriptions for the penalty stuff, like the tensions and crime and hunger and whatever, but they didn't do it for everything else. There's still a lot of places where, I mean, like, look at this, right? Extremely increased, slightly increased, marginally increased, etc., etc. I think slightly is, in fact, slightly more than marginally. I think I agree with that. Alright, well, that's all my guards, so I've done what I can. Oh, no.
Steward, here your paper.
Boiling tension. I'm working on it! This is a civil war! Steward, tensions have risen to a fever pitch and threaten to tear the city apart. Uh-huh. Angry mobs swarm the streets, and the city descends into a violent free-for-all. The people have lost faith that your rule can solve the many problems that plague us. The city spirals into chaos. If we do not calm tensions soon and restore order, this will be the end. You must reduce tension to severe before the city falls. Okay. Trust me, I'm working on it. It is absolutely a thing that I had considered. But the tension went from non-existent to catastrophic over the course of, like, a single quest line. Like, what? My dudes. You can't... It's just got sprung on me. It was probably at about the halfway point because of the vibe check thing. I think it was probably close to, like, the 33% mark or the 50% mark before this quest line came up. Because of committing to a vibe. Never commit to vibes. So I have a lot of stuff that I need to fix separately from that. And, like, change laws and stuff in order to reduce tension that I'm not going to get the chance to do now. Because, well, Civil War. If I have an autosave before this to compare the time between events or see if this is actually going to happen. I mean, I don't think it's a bug, but it is kind of bad timing, I think, that the commitment to merit happened. Was it commitment to merit? Whatever it was. Like, something showed up and was like, okay, now you have a bunch of tension for all the things you did that don't match this vibe. And that happened relatively soon to the ongoing storyline progression of the Pilgrim stuff. So I think it's just bad luck. or, you know, insufficiently prepared or whatever. It would be really great if you could de-radicalize the pilgrims. If I could hit this button, that would be superb. Unfortunately, it will take forever for Frostlanders to actually, like, increase their time period. I guess I could grant agenda, and that might do it. No, it won't. It definitely won't. Under research. Okay, that's good. I wonder where it shows. I think it's somewhere in the tree, right? Like, this thing is, you know, partially filled up towards progress. And this thing is fully filled up towards merit. I think this was the problem. Was I fully embraced merit, which means anything that's not merit that I have taken because it was mechanically more beneficial is now causing tension. But that's like laws. Like I gotta unpass laws in order to fix that. Another idea is being researched. Have I not researched this? I think I already researched this, right? My account got used to spam bot chat? I think you're a bot. I think I'm not going to pay attention to that. But thank you. Probably. Are you real? Yeah, okay. Cool. Congratulations. What do you mean my account got used to spam bot chat? I don't even know what that means. Also, I have two-factor, so that seems unlikely. Like, I feel like I would know if people were logging into my account. I think I have two-factor. I'm gonna check that after stream is over. Phishing link. I mean, maybe. All right. So I guess I've done everything I can in the moment to try and deal with this. So, let's hope I survive long enough to be able to pass a law. Was in a stream and somebody botted chats, saw that I was streaming. Okay, I still don't understand the flow of what you're talking about, but I will try and ensure that my account is secure. Thank you for the warning. Assuming that's what that is. Because I'm definitely not in somebody else's chat doing whatever the thing is that it seems occurred. I still don't know what's going on, but okay, sure. Alright. I guess I'm going to allow time to continue and hope that I don't game over instantly, I guess, is what I'm doing. And then also we're going to have to repair stuff. So I'm sure resources are going to be a problem. Oh, I got more guards. Guards came back. So now I can spend guards to... Yeah, this is draining because I spent guards. So I can spend guards here to make it stop doing whatever the heck it's doing. You can DM me the screenshot, I guess? Like, send it in a whisper or whatever. I'm not allowing links in chat. And I will check it out when I have time. Yeah, I'm not gonna click random links, Cryptomancer, don't worry. Which of these? Here we go. I want to protect people? I probably want to protect people. Alright, let's protect people. That seems fine. Charged with saving lives, it will not end fighting. Alright, but it seems like a better proposition than any of the other options. Can send the screen on Discord? Okay. Sure. I guess feel free to join my Discord server and send me a DM on Discord? I don't know, this also seems very weird. But yeah, maybe just report it to Twitch support, and I will check for two-factor on my side to make sure that my account is secure and change my password, because I don't really know that there's anything else I can do about it. Does he have 81 months? I've been streaming for like 10 years, my dude. I'm not just some fly-by-night operation, man. I have... I'm serious about this business. I mean, not that it's resulted in particularly huge success, but I like my community. I like the people around. Supported me for 10 years. This is not something to be sad about. You should be ecstatic about this. Thank you so much for the continued support, Masha. Welcome back to the adventuring party. Happy to have you around. Yeah, I'm hesitant to unpause because I'm worried that I'll just suddenly game over if I allow time to progress. And I don't know what else I can do about the situation. 136 bystanders killed and 317 injured in fighting. 255 fighters killed and some other amount injured. These are very different numbers? Maybe they're unrelated to each other? Alright, well, we lost some. Some very few wow, 8 pilgrims died in that? We lost like 500 people died and only 8 of them were pilgrims? Who has been fighting if it's not the pilgrims? I don't understand these numbers. Alright, whatever. Can I do the thing with you yet? No. Uh-oh. Something else happened. Casualties in fighting. Steward, 255 stalwarts died in a recent battle. What? Literally only stalwarts died in the Civil War? They were overwhelmed as their opponents stormed with fervor and fury in their eyes. This will eventually lead to one side slaughtering the opposing faction. Higher fervor of warring factions means higher casualties. If one faction is decimated, the Civil War ends. I see. Okay, but what do you want me to do about it? Like, literally, what are my options? Give me more options and I'll do something about it. I gotta wait for everything. There's nothing that I can do to immediately fix it. Why is it crazy that people have been following me since 2016? Like, Twitch has been around for a long time. I mean, if you look at almost any of the bigger streamers, right? They've been around for, maybe not all of them, but a bunch of them have been around for that long. A bunch of them have followers since they started. Like, that's not weird. All right, a thing is happening. That's good. Shunning adaptation. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. Wait, do you believe in... Which one do you believe in? Yes, I am shunning adaptation. Which I guess makes you more mad at me. But that's fine. It reduces overall tension, I think. People change and maybe watch different streamers. You can watch a lot of different streamers. Yeah, for sure. The great thing about watching streamers is that you can just watch a lot of streamers. Like, nobody is asking you to be monogamous to one streamer. You can go where your heart tells you to go. Okay, so are you one of those people who, like, aggressively unfollows people? Because, like, I probably follow, I would say probably close to 80% of my follow list now are people that I haven't watched in years. What's up, Tom Barry? Are people that I haven't actually visited their streams in years, but, like, I still think they're fine people. If they were streaming when I was looking for a stream, I'd probably join in. And then there's, like, a decent chunk of people that I follow that I don't know why I follow, but, like, I don't see much of a reason to unfollow them. Right? Like, I don't know that I'm going to go into any particular stream of theirs unless I see they're streaming something I'm interested in. But, like, I'm not going to go through my list of follows and be like, no, this person sucks, this person sucks, this person sucks. And trim it down. I guess I don't use my follow list that much. I don't spend a lot of time browsing for streams. I'm a bad viewer, as it turns out. All right, can we do anything else here? Something finished here, and I think that was good. And now we have an empty building slot. What can I build in an industrial district that'll make my life easier? Can I build anything in an industrial district that'll make my life easier? Maybe a worker's dorm if I start getting my other stuff, like, destroyed. You're protecting people. That's good. I don't think I can actually build anything here that'll improve anything. So I'll just leave that be. And tension will just stay catastrophic. How close is this to ending the game? I think is the question I have. Like, yes, I have to reduce tension to severe, but how? Time left 73 weeks. Okay. All right, that is a completely valid time frame. I can work with that. Okay, I got more guards. I think that's still not enough guards to do a thing. 15. Can I get more guards out of the watchtower? I think I want to build more watchtowers, actually, if I have the ability to do so. Where did I build? Here, surveillance watchtower. Mobilize watchtower squads. Heck yeah. Tension is greatly increased. I will not press that button, thank you. Alright, I will mobilize the watchtower squads and then send them to go protect. That's not the right. Where is this one? This one? This one? Here we go. I want to protect the people. I guess I need one more squad. Do I have any more watchtowers? Here. No, that's a housing block. That's the watchtower. Do I only have the one watchtower? Terrible news. I am remarkably not set up to deal with this issue. All right, we need to expand some of these districts so I can build watchtowers. I can't go up this way, huh? Because I haven't frostbroken? Alright, understandable. I can frostbreak though. We can open up some space out here. Oh, I can't actually expand this until I finish frostbreaking. That's awful. And I think this one can now never expand? Like, there's just no territory to go to? Wild. Is there anywhere that you can expand to that'll actually give you benefit? That's 3 tiles selected. Okay, yeah, none of these are actually changing. None of these are changing adjacency bonuses, which is what I was looking for. All right, just expand then. Whatever, doesn't even matter anymore. Just get bigger so I can build more watchtowers and fix this issue. You too. Frostlander's demands met. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I did that thing. Cool. They like me slightly more. Do they like me enough to de-radicalize? Damn it. I can make them promises. I can grant them an agenda. Or I can take their money. I'm not going to take their money. I might actually give them money. It is too soon to perform this action again. Damn it. I can't grant them an agenda because they're going to choose adaptation stuff. I can't do that. That'll cause more tension. I apparently have ended one of the battles. That's great. Please repair. Does that mean I have guards back? It does mean I have guards back. Trying to figure out where. There we go. Protect people. And then I think I have... How do I activate... There's some other ability I have to, like, make guards come out of nowhere or something. Right? If I go into emergency council session, that's hardly necessary. If I go into the laws, I have... Unlocks Enlist a Steward's Militia community action. Okay. Unlocks the Quell Protest district ability. Wow, it's a good thing I signed all this stuff ahead of time, huh? Martial Law city ability, which lowers number of guard squads required for peacekeeping abilities. Yo, how do I do that? What is a city ability? How do I engage in city abilities? Maybe the tutorial says something about city abilities? It sure does not. Is there a menu, do you think, that I can go to engage in city abilities?
hear us.
Like, I was able to enlist a steward's militia, so that's fine. Mobilize enforcers is in fact built into stalwarts. City ability. Maybe it's here? There it is. Production efficiency is slightly decreased. Minus 0.3 guard squads cost of all abilities. That's cool. Alright, let's do it. It's martial law time, kids. Alright, let's enforce peace. That sounds great. I would like to enforce some peace. Alright, and everything is now marked. Peace enforcement starts in food district. Yeah, better. I can't repair until the fighting is done. 39 have abandoned cause. That's good. Yeah, because your cause is dumb. It's a dumb cause. We're still making the trails. All right. Now that I've done something proactive, I feel a little bit better. Mobilize prison wardens? Where's the prison? 9. Is this the prison? Isolation prison. Prison wardens are reassigned to guard squads, boosting their ranks but making the district's prisons less effective. Okay. Send guards to place militants among them in preventative arrest. Fervor is decreased? Hell yeah, decrease that fervor. A new group has a presence in New London. What? What does that mean? We sure did knock out that fervor, though. That's pretty cool. Good job, prison. Round up pilgrims. Yup. That's what you gotta do, I guess. This looks like it's currently active? Prison wardens are reassigned to guard squads. Yeah. Okay, cool. Outdoor detention. It will be much cheaper and swifter to round up and deport the pilgrims rather than convince them to leave on their own. Detaining such large numbers would, however, require many costly prisons. We could hold them in outdoor containment pens, only until deportation can be arranged, of course. What do you say? This sounds like a scam. Allow outdoor detention if this will help solve the okay. Or detain everyone in prisons. Round up district ability will continue to require prison space. Alright, if I do this, what happens? Hello? Tell me what happens? Outdoor roundup increases tension. Nope. Outdoor roundup increases tension. I believe I will pass. Let's not significantly increase tension, thank you. Alright, assigned research increases relations. That's great. And now I have a new building? Standardized prefabs factory. Great! Yeah, this is definitely the time to be worrying about prefabs. That's absolutely my highest concern right now. But it did make the New Londoners happier with me, for what that's worth.
Stewart.
Can we de-radicalize? It's too soon. 39 weeks before I can de-radicalize some more. What do I need to be researching? Man, now I have the ability to research something. I have no idea what I want to research, nor do I know how effective it's going to be. Feels like it's pretty late in the day to be worrying about research. But I guess I should research something. Maybe there is a thing that I can use against tension, and we can research it in time for it to be effective. None of these society things say anything about tension. But okay, let's look at crime elimination. Reduced crime and reduced population growth. Oh, sterilization. Nope. Human experimentation. Nope. That's not where we're at right now, thank you. Incubation? What the hell? Unlocks the incentivize fetus donations. Wow, these stalwarts are out there. Just wildly out there. Mandatory marriage and relationship rotation. Assign people new partners regularly to maximize childbirth. Holy crap. This is some serious business. Okay, workplace control. I can't do anything that seems to affect tension here. None of this affects tension. I would be very surprised if any of this affected tension. Likewise, I would be very surprised if any of this affected tension. Yeah, it sure seems like maybe don't research anything. Like, the next thing I research is going to cause some problems. This spawns the servants community, which has minimal needs, 100% active workforce, and can be used to increase efficiency. Unlocks the enforced servitude city ability, which increases the number of servants. Those who fall behind and cannot fend for themselves. Okay, so this is city enforced slavery. Like, the government will just take people as slaves if they aren't producing enough? No. I think I will not do that thing, but thank you. Oh, this reduces tension. I could build a pleasure club and it'll reduce tension. That sounds great. It sure doesn't say anything about tension on here. But alright, yeah, let's research this. As this is not particularly radical. And is something to do. Alright. Crime is still high. And growing. But maybe that can be addressed once we can pull the guards back? Once these things finish doing the thing that you're doing? Protect people, yeah, okay. This one's not draining. This one is. Unclear whether this one is. I think it is a little bit. Unclear, because it's being hidden. Council is still in recess. Alright, now I can propose a law. So let's take a look at society? I haven't researched any of these. Alright, dutiful youth is causing increased tension. Actually, let's see what's causing the most increased tension. They're all marginal. Okay. Dutiful youth, supported quarantine, city-run alcohol shops, free essentials, and family apprenticeship. The other option is mandatory schooling, which increases research speed. The other option is no available options. Okay, great. What else here? The other option here is paid essentials, which is production efficiency and heat stamps. Yo, that sounds great, actually. Let's pass paid essentials. Alright, viewers. I would like to make this change. You know what you must do. I could also negotiate. Do people want to negotiate? The Pilgrims are not even present? Wow. Stalwarts want this. New Londoners are open to negotiation. Frostlanders are open to negotiation. If I might be able to negotiate with Frostlanders. And give them something here. No, you can't choose laws. Waste repurposing facility. Sure. Carrion coal liquefactor. Yeah, I'll build a waste repurposing facility. Which way did I want this? But I want to pass this. I want to pass this. I would like to pass this proposal. This proposal should pass. I don't actually need to negotiate in order to make this happen. We've got 44 for and 7 against. So it seems likely that it's going to work out all right. But if I negotiate with the Frostlanders, then maybe they'll help me de-radicalize the Pilgrims. Which is kind of a thing that I want. Oh, I guess I don't need to de-radicalize Pilgrims, huh? They're already de-radicalized. I need to de-radicalize the Stalwarts. So let's negotiate with the New Londoners instead. Would like you to vote for. Fund projects? Wow. Automated workforce factory? Buffs up squalor significantly, but produces workforce. Oh, that's rad. Actually, that's rad. Maybe I'll build one of these things. Sure. Alright, let's go. In a landslide, the vote passes.
The proposed law has been approved.
Alright, so that mildly addresses tension. And now I have to build an automated workforce building. In industrial. I can do that.
Attention, citizens. A new law is in effect.
Promoting progress. Oh, they can't de-radicalize for a while anyway. This was not necessary. Alright, they're protecting people, but maybe I can enforce peace? Unavailable because requires 25 guard squads. Yeah, okay, I understand. Lives had been saved. Yeah, but now enforce peace. Okay. Maybe I can do the same here with 5 guard squads left. Instead of protecting people. Yeah, that frees up enough to enforce peace. Okay, good. Peace everywhere. Peace is required. Please enforce. Please cause peace to occur. Alright. I think we made it. I think we figured it out. I think we got there. I think things are going to be alright. Colder season. Oh, really? That's fine. Not a problem. It's like actually not a problem. How's the old Dreadnought doing? Still very positive? You'll love to see it. Alright, and then once this drains out, we can go back to dealing with crime. Ah, the hospitals did their job. Good job, hospitals. Love you for that. New Londoners demands net. Yeah, absolutely. I see. Give me all that trust back. Thank you. Peace enforcement ends in food district. Oh, they finished enforcing it. Good job. Good job. Maybe do some repairs then. And now I have a bunch more guard squads. So I can maybe send them back to reducing crime? Image ID, no change, positive. What? They got HTML in my Frostpunk. Alright, but I can do this. And now we're back to reducing crime. Excellent. How much reducing crime? Diminishing. You love to see it. You're rounding up pilgrims, which is, I think, what I asked you for. I think we do not need to mobilize the prison wardens anymore either. And then once these two end, we can end martial law. And that'll hopefully reduce the tension from catastrophic to less catastrophic. Moss filtration tower increases my tension? God damn it. All right, all of these buildings here that are increasing tension also need to go, apparently. Bio-waste hothouse. Where do I have a bio-waste hothouse? What is this doing? This is making food and excessive fertilization. Okay, yeah, we can demolish this. That's safe. I'm okay on food. All right, where is carrying? I want the coal liquefactor to keep doing the thing, though. And it actually looks like every single thing I have done to make my logistics area better is also increasing tension. So that's terrible. Survivalist headquarters. Is there another option? If I go over here? Right? Like, Frontier Foothold is not a building. But as far as freight docks go, we could build an automated freight dock, and I need to research it first. And then as far as hangars go, we could build a harvester hangar, and I need to research it first. And logistics bays, we could build an automated logistics bay, and I need to research it first. Okay. Okay. I guess that just sucks. I guess that just sucks. What is a waste repurposing facility? Requires cores, outputs materials, and greatly reduces squalor. I think we're good on squalor these days, right? I just have the one? Alright, let's demolish that and see if that helps me with this tension business. Yeah, everything else, all of the other buildings that are increasing tension, like, that's just gonna have to stay, I think. Tensions in Winterhome. Winterhome isn't even a city anymore. Ah! This thing finished! Fortitude base. No, not that thing. This thing. Send colonists requires a core. I have no cores? Why don't I have cores? Was I, like, exactly even on cores in that one place? That we're no longer doing anything with, presumably? Frozen Grove. The ruins of Winterhome, I see. I could have maybe gotten more cores out of Winterhome. Okay, so I need to... I guess this is an excuse to get rid of that liquefactor. Because I need the core. Is there anything out here that I can use to get cores still? Looking at, like, the findings to see if they can still find more cores somewhere out here. I'm afraid the answer is no. Oh boy. All right, let's burn that liquefactor, I guess. Where was it? Yep. And it will give me a core back. Okay. Yep. Very slight benefit, and oil is a problem because it got cold. That's fine. We have plenty. Actually, we also have plenty here. So I can fix this. Maybe once they stop fighting here, I'll actually have enough goods for people. Rounding up pilgrims. Are we still rounding up pilgrims? Should we stop rounding up pilgrims? Crime. Minor crime is stable? That's not ideal. I would like to have less crime. Maybe I could build a thing that reduces crime. Like one of them surveillance watchtowers. Maybe the kind that does not increase tension. I don't suppose I can do something here to de-radicalize. Faction fervor is decreased. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Managed to steer us clear of the tension crisis. Good. Temporary stop to fighting. You have put an end to all pitched battles in your city. You can expect a respite from violence for several weeks. We'll find a permanent solution. Right, you repair. You repair. And I got rid of all of the fervor, so all of the fighting is done. That's good. So now we just gotta finish setting up a new home, which I think I am in a good place to do. Do it. Send colonists. Enjoy. We have dispatched construction crews to start setting up Windward Moor. 648 non-belligerent pilgrims have left to join them. Oh, good. If we prove that Windward Moor can be self-sustainable, more will emigrate voluntarily. We can, however, transfer control of the colony at any moment. If there are still any pilgrims left in the city, we can depart them by force. Okay. 648 pilgrims left. Great. 3,500 builders will settle here, and they're on their way. I love that for them. All right. All right. Ensure it can meet its own needs for shelter, food, and heat, or transfer control of Windward Moor to the pilgrims when you are satisfied. Or just be like, you can handle your own stuff, I'm out. Yeah, that's a little weird that, like, it seems like my choices are either manage it so that it has enough resources, or let them figure it out on their own and wash my hands of the entire affair. But it is weird that they distrust my leadership so badly that they want me to manage an entirely different city for them. That is an interesting choice for sure. All right, I think we can stop rounding up pilgrims, maybe. I guess it's ongoing and there's nothing I can do about it. That's also fine. I suppose that's not really a problem. All right, and tension is severe, but it's not catastrophic anymore since the Civil War has ended, so that's good. And it does seem like some of the tension increase is by stuff that I can't fix anymore. Like, tensions in Winterhome are not a thing that I can resolve anymore. Like, Winterhome doesn't exist anymore. And automated frost breaking was a thing that, again, that I did in Winterhome that's not real. Like, Winterhome isn't real. Winterhome is not a place anymore that I can do anything in. So I guess those are just always fixed sources of tension. Kind of sucks. But hey, as long as fervor is not at an all-time high, things are gonna be okay, I think. Excuse you? There's not even any fervor. Nope, it's peacetime. No fighting. We can probably undo martial law, actually. Like, I have the guard squads to do this, so this is fine now. Significantly increased by battles and districts. Yeah, okay. But there's not fervor. Like, I don't understand how we're getting these if there's no more fervor. Maybe it just happens regardless of fervor? But they seem to indicate that getting rid of fervor would stop all the fighting. So that's a little weird. Alright, I want to be able to build logistics bays that don't cause problems. So I guess we'll research better logistics bays. Maybe scout headquarters is a thing? These seem to be very similar, except the version, the scouts headquarters instead of the survivalist headquarters is just strictly worse. But it still does a thing, so I guess we'll research that and switch to it. Alright, I guess I will research the strictly worse version of the building in order to reduce tension. We also need to do something about crime. Which it seems like we are currently doing something about crime. Huzzah! Alright, I guess we're in a good place as long as I can finish up all of the other stuff that needs finishing up. And I have learned how to build a pleasure club, which reduces tension and also reduces trust. How am I for trust these days? Pretty good. Alright, build it. A new group has a presence in Windward Moor. Okay, that's great. Windward Moor. Construction time 5 weeks. It's still being constructed. I see. Well, that's a lot of fervor from the pilgrims in Windward Moor. Yo, what are y'all doing? Alright. Musk ox herd depleted. Oh no. I think that's fine. I'm not particularly worried about it. How we doing for the old dreadnought? How's resources here? Capped on a lot of things. I could build a food hub here, so I'm not just capped. Seems like not a terrible idea. It doesn't matter where I build it, as I don't actually have a food district anywhere in this city. So I'll just build it out in the corner over here. Seems like it cost me very little to do. Alright, so we're cool? Are we cool? Extremely loaded on materials, and I just don't care anymore. That's fine. People are cured in hospitals. Great news. Love to see hospitals doing their job. Transfer control of Windward Moor to the Pilgrims when you are satisfied. Okay. Optional round up all pilgrims. Well, working on it. 648 emigrated. A bunch abandoned cause. A bunch were detained. Okay. Yo, Zero Lane, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for the raid. Been a bit. What are you up to? Just gonna finish. Thank you for enforcing peace. Yo, I got an achievement. Settler. Set up 3 colonies. Okay. Detainees is a community? Weird. What do I do with this? Decide detainees' fates. Faction radicals who have been imprisoned. Oh, you got Mega Man 2 multi-world enabled. Is that, like the Archipelago implementation of Mega Man 2? Or is that, like, some other mod for Mega Man 2? Like, playing actual multiplayer together? That sounds like Archipelago. That's awesome, dude. Sounds like a lot of fun. At large, 955. At large is such a threatening way of describing it. Alright, you can start repairing this. And let's go see what is up at a new home. At the Windward Moor. Generator is disabled. That seems bad. What if instead of disabling, we enabled it? Deactivated. Turned off. Yeah, but like, what if it wasn't? You know? What if instead of being deactivated, it became active? Can meet its own needs for shelter, food, and heat. Well, it's certainly not meeting any of its needs for these things at the moment. There's coal. They can do coal things if they want. So am I just running a second city now? Is that how this is working? I guess we need to supply them with resources for now. Until they actually get stuff built up. Three if I count that other site too with the oil. Yeah. Alright, well, let's build you some housing. Exposed to wind, huh? In the crater? That's wild. So I want them to be not exposed to wind, if at all possible. Everything is exposed to wind? This place is miserable. Alright. I'm just going to have to deal with every building having higher heat requirements here. Because it is exposed to wind. We're gonna need some coal. So let's get started on opening the way to the coal. And let's start housing on the side of this away from the coal, I guess. Yeah, housing out on this end. And opening up some space for future housing. Okay. I mean, I guess at any point, I can just be like, all right, it's yours. Good luck. And then I'm done. But I feel like I should probably get them to the point where, you know, they don't need help first. Happy to give you coal, honestly, since I am overloaded. And I have a decent stockpile of goods, so let's keep you even there. Over transport capacity. Okay, fine. And then actually the other thing I can do is all of these coal buildings you can ship to Windward Moor instead. That sounds great. And then we can also start exploring some other areas, I suppose? Spend some teams to go do stuff? Now that nothing else needs my teams' attention? Do I care about any of these particular facilities? This is prefabs. This sounds like a good place to go. Turned off, turned off, turned off. This one I can pause. Great. All right, yeah, keep going. Ooh, we could propose laws. Hang on, it's time to propose laws. Maybe laws that don't increase my tension. Foraged additives is marginally increasing tension. Chemical additives would marginally increase disease. Durable goods is mildly increasing tension. Okay, that's an easy swap to make. I don't have a proposition for waste heat conversion otherwise, which is too bad, because this is pretty good. Let's switch to mass-produced goods then. In order to reduce tension. Chat, you know what you must do. Also, like, this is in favor enough that I probably don't have to worry about it. So really not a lot of need for negotiations here. We can just allow this to pass and everything will be fine. I'm in on allow this to pass and everything will be fine. We can just vote on it and it will be okay. Go gadget voting powers. All right, they figured it out.
Delegates have
For a while, it showed 0-0 in viewer votes. Weird. Also weird. All right. Well, very slightly, we have improved tension again. Which, that's what I am here for. Slightly improving tension. All right. What else? Yeah, that's weird that it didn't count for a second and then it eventually counted. Like, that's odd. Very odd. Well, hey, I got distracted, Zero, but congratulations on the Mega Man 2 stuff. I don't know what the Mega Man 2 randomizer looks like, but that sounds very neat. So I'm glad that it's working out well. What else do we need? What else do we need to do here? All of a sudden, my resources are garbage? What happened? Everything just took a downturn for reasons. I mean, not like I am particularly worried with the extent of my surplus, but like, why? Alright, whatever. Pump out those goods. We need more of them. We do need more of them. I guess demand increased? So we need to be making more goods? This is using oil and increases squalor in order to output materials? Wow, I really do not care. I super do not care. Let's just get the resources back. Oh, I think this was... yeah, I think... I think this was built as a promise to someone. So if I deconstruct it, I think that'll break a promise. Alright, I could, in one of these industrial sections, build something to make more goods. Don't I have a list of active promises? I sure don't. Wow, I wish I had that thing that you just said. That would be great. I would love to know what promises, what, like, things have been promised to people. I think there was a patch note at some point where it said, like, it would warn you about promises or something like that. But I think it only worked for laws, maybe? If it's even that much? Or maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part? Does it warn you before demolishing it? It sure does not. This is outputting prefabs. That's great. Yeah, I bet I can just build a thing here that'll help. I don't need to output more materials. A mechanical factory seems delightful. As long as I'm not worried about squalor. And I am currently not worried about squalor. So let's build that. Hello? What's this? Dora Skinner, 37, Pilgrim. Checking the structural integrity. Well, it's better than being stuck in that other shithole. Moving here wasn't our idea. We certainly didn't ask for it. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's freezing. None of the doors seem to fully close. But we're free here. The rest will come. That's the plan! I hope they do! And at some point I have to figure out what to do with the detainees. Decide detainees' fate. I don't like deciding fates. Maybe I'll wait until the Windward Moor is in a better place. Quality of our limited goods will decrease with this law. Understandable. We'll just make more of them, though. We'll promote consumption. Scouts headquarters. Okay. Which we can do one at a time, replacing the survivalist headquarters with scout headquarters. And then start a research on... I think there's some laws that we need to flip around. Yeah, like city-run alcohol shops is the tension one. So we need to instead research the trust version rather than the heat stamps version. I love my heat stamps, though. All right, where else do I need to swap it over to the right side? Labor organization. Right now we're on mandatory unions, but we could be on labor oversight, which is reduced trust. I like my trust. What about over here? The youth. Liberated youth. Dutiful youth. This is the one that got researched. Liberated youth instead increases trust, but reduces... Oh, but doesn't help with the crime business. Unlocks the youth employment program city ability, which bolsters the city's workforce, but decreases heat stamps income. I hate that there is a law tagged procreation, honestly. I would just rather that wasn't a thing. Wait, this doesn't... Does this cause tension? Liberated youth? Dutiful youth? Why does this cause tension? I didn't embrace this version of the thing. It's just high for some reason. Oh, man. I do not understand what is happening here. So many things cause tension. Good heavens. But it looks like it's getting a lot better, actually. Like, it's not emptied, but it is a lot better than it was when, you know, the actual Civil War was happening. So I guess that makes some amount of sense. Alright, moving forward. Alright, the frost breaking is finished. Oh, I can actually see the borders here getting bigger. That's neat. I didn't notice that this thing existed in the previous facility. Yeah, the pilgrims have their fervor over here, but not in, you know, my actual home. Alright, let's build you some housing. And also... Alright, now can I turn the generator on? Good. Get some coal. And I guess I should start getting you ready to also get your own food. And also get your own materials? And I should probably research something? Probably? We really don't need any of the particularly weird, out there, esoteric options that the stalwarts are offering. Like, I don't really need to assign people procreation partners or enforce centralized fetus incubation or whatever the hell the stalwarts want to do out here. But I am okay shifting gears on some of the already existing laws or already existing building types. Right? Like, if I wanted a hothouse, which it's not clear that I want a hothouse, but if I wanted a hothouse, I could build the other kind of hothouse. I do kind of want a filtration tower, because we need to be able to do something about squalor. So this is a good idea. And the moss filtration towers are pretty major in terms of how much tension they're adding. So this seems like an okay idea. All right, found something to do. We do need to do something about goods. We need to do something eventually about food, but not for a while. Goods is fine now. 100 pilgrims have mysteriously disappeared. Yeah, it's gonna keep happening. That's fine. I don't mind. It's really not a problem for me. Might be a problem for the pilgrims, but it's not a problem for me. Alright, have we rounded up all the pilgrims? Eliminate divisions. I still don't really know what to do about the rest of this. I guess I can go back to the prison over here and continue rounding up pilgrims. Oh, I don't... I see. I need more prisons to round up more detainees. Alright, what if I decide detainee's fate? Are we ready to decide a detainee's fate? Steward, we have imprisoned 582 faction militants. All have been found guilty of perpetuating the violence engulfing our city. What should we do with them? I can deport them to the Windward Moor, or I can enlist them in the Steward's militia. I gain guard squads? There's no way. Like, if this were a real decision, there's no way I would put them in the militia. They've already shown that they're willing to engage in violence in the city because they don't like my rule. And I'm going to put them on community service with the police? Like, these are the last people that I want policing the city. Get them out of here. And I guess that means that I could now start more detaining? No. Yes. Eventually. I don't see anything stopping me from pressing this button. They'd know what all the crimes are. Like, listen. Just because they're knowledgeable doesn't mean they'd be effective. Good job, hospitals. Hospitals doing good work. This finished. So I can rebuild. Scouts headquarters. Yes. Do it. What about here? We also have a survivalist headquarters here. Okay, that also needs to stop doing the thing because of tension. How's the Windward Moor doing?
Stupid.
Let them go. Steward, many stalwarts wonder why we are devoting precious resources to establishing a new home for the pilgrims. It's their home. Let them build it themselves, said their spokesperson. The guards can take care of any who turn up their nose. Our guards agree they could easily round up any pilgrims who refuse to leave if we transfer control of the colony to them in its current state. Shall we? No. I could transfer control now, or I could improve conditions first. And the dialogue is the same regardless? Alright, well, let's improve conditions first. I'm in on at least very slight condition improvement. Like, let's make sure that people can live there in something resembling not life-threatening conditions, right? Let's not hand this over in the negatives. I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me, so I am going to help them out. You know, at least give it to somebody without any outstanding problems they need to immediately fix. Tension's looking much better. That's great. These need to finish, and then they'll have all the housing they need. And I still need to make an industrial thing for goods. Cut the cord. Windward Moor currently meets the pilgrims' needs, but only with help from New London. No additional pilgrims will emigrate there voluntarily until we have proven the colony can fend for itself with no external aid. Alright. Value has been reduced due to a change in the city. Alright. Send it to even. You as well. Send it to even. Conditions good in Windward Moor for now. Steward, you have proven Windward Moor can provide for the needs of a moderate-sized community. Seeing this, roughly half of the pilgrims have already departed to make their new home there. Yet those remaining balk. They fear Windward Moor lacks the ability to fend off the cold long term. They won't leave voluntarily if you don't assuage their fears. Alright, let's assuage their fears. Construct windshields. Easy. Okay. To Windward Moor. Let's construct some windshields. Requires 30,000 materials here, huh? Okay. Well, let's build a material hub. Maybe near the rest of the materials. Ventilation tower. Oh. Great. Yes, that is a thing that I asked you to do for me. I appreciate that. There were laws that I figured I could pass the other direction. Trying to remember which ones. The alcohol one, maybe? Privatized alcohol production increases trust, reduces my heat stamps income. Heat stamps, though. The labor one reduces trust at the benefit of a lot of production efficiency. That's a lot of production efficiency, actually. Okay. You've convinced me. We'll research labor oversight. I've got enough trust that this is okay. Oh, they're actually pretty good on food. Nice. I think maybe we should build them a food thing. How are they on workforce? Pretty good, actually. Do I need to do anything else here besides give them a way to construct the thing? Probably not. Let's do some more extracting here. Them being able to produce their own materials seems like a good idea. And then we can produce the material stockpile hub in this area nearby. It seems great. So that they can hold enough materials to make the thing. I guess in the meantime, we can set them in a better place regarding materials. And I'll have to remember to cut that off later. You needed... Oh, what was I going to build here? Another Scouts headquarters, I think. Alright, well, things are happening. They're doing the thing. That's good. Probably. And then, I think I can just directly send a bunch of materials. Yeah. Cool. And that'll actually free up a little bit of my storage, which is great. I ended all trade with Windward Moor and then immediately reenacted trade with Windward Moor, and that doesn't seem to be a problem. Cool. Glad that's not a problem. Council is still in recess. Okay. I guess the moment this thing finishes here, Extraction District is under control. But that means that they can... Yep, they can, in fact, hold on to the materials. Cool. So, let's just send them just a bunch of materials. And then do the thing. Have some windshields. You have met critical needs in Windward Moor for the Pilgrims. Any faction members who remain have departed for their new home. I did it! Okay, and now transfer control whenever I'm satisfied. Yeah, they can figure the rest out. They're probably good, right? That's it? There's nothing else to do? No more construction or any interaction will be possible. They can figure it out! They can figure it out! That's on them! Like, what else would I need to do here? Nothing, right? Like, I've done all of the things? Unless I just want to sit here and play with the new home? Which, like... I don't? That's their job? That is absolutely their job. Yeah, alright. End it. Get out of here. Unavailable because... What? Hello? Do I need to be over here to do it? It's not letting me do it anymore. Why? Because I said no. There it is. Yeah. Enjoy. Unity achieved. The enemy in our midst has been eradicated. We now stand as one, without violent troublemakers to tear at our hard-won unity. The city shall not fall. Okay, yeah, so this was a win condition. I kind of thought it might be. Path of Banishment. Blankets, roofs, hearth, and home. We gave them everything they could need and more. We went beyond the bare minimum. We gave them every ingredient for a home, when all they needed was a house. Ignore the whispers of cleansing and banishment, steward. We did right by them. We set them up for success. This was a kindness. And if they fumble it here, our conscience is clean. You have succeeded and generously aided your adversary. Yes, that was the point. I got 3 achievements for that, which was anger management, bonfire, and something else. Gotta go look at my achievements list now. The city did not fail. Heck yeah. I love it when cities don't fail. You sided with the stalwarts and exiled the pilgrims. New London cements as a city of order. All rally and salute. Must they salute? Can we do it without the saluting? Maybe you wanted everyone to get along? I kind of did. That would have been nice. Supported the stalwarts in their vision of the future. Maybe you tried your very best. Hey, what is this? What is this? Everything worked out fine, all right? 17,000 people rendered obsolete by automatons. 4.5k unsanctioned births outside the birthing program. Maybe you think the stalwarts will build a better future? Winter home salvaged as the stalwarts wanted. I mean, I did hook my horse to their cart. Maybe you had to do it or the city would fall? I mean, I think that's true. 136 bystanders dead in civil war, 5 districts damaged. Oh no, the districts. Oh no, property damage. 1,900 pilgrims left, 582 deported by force, 0 died fighting. We actually didn't kill off any of the pilgrims, except for the 100 that mysteriously disappeared over and over and over. Conditions in colony acceptable. Their new home survives for years. Oh, good. Until they tear it apart by their own hands. They are absolutely responsible for any disasters that occur to them. But why would you do this? I did everything right. Don't you dare. This is a win. Lily May, 14, adept seeress. Left for the colony with her mother. Ashamed, she yearns for the comfort of daily routine. For as long the frost whispers to forget, she will walk the ice. What does she need to forget? Are we truly freer when apart? Yes, because we're not engaged in civil war, you asshole! Don't give me this crap. I am certain. Trying to make me question my decisions. All of my decisions were perfect. Impeccable. Alright? I did everything right, and screw you. Probably. Probably. Alright. Well, that is, at the very least, that is a game over screen. That's true. How dare they question my decisions when their UI exists as it is? All of these people need to take a good long look at their lives. Figure out what they're doing. No, I think overall it was fine. There was definitely some frustrating UI issues, but for the most part, that was information that was vague as opposed to, like, actively lying to me or inability to work with the game. Although there was a little bit of that too, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I would have been happier with some UX improvements and some UI streamlining. A little bit better management of information would have been nice. Hold any key to skip. I'll let this go out a little bit longer. They can tell me a little bit more about what's going on. I am okay to watch their credits. The least I could do is watch their credits a little bit longer. Although we should decide, are we starting up another Frostpunk colony? I think there might be more to do in story mode. But also there's just free play, whatever their free play equivalent is. Or we could shift gears here and do something else. That is also an option. I think regardless, I'm going to be taking my usual stream break. Bazaar is in the process of patching. Okay. I'm still gonna play it on Friday instead, so that's fine. Like I am still dedicating a full day to the Bazaar. I don't really think we need to come in and do biased towards the revisit list. What was on the revisit? I don't even remember. I guess it's a good thing we made a list, huh? All right, well, I think what I am going to do is once we get back to the main menu, we can take a look at our options within Frostpunk. And we don't have to figure anything out immediately. But once we get back to the main menu, we can take a look at what our options are within this game. And then I will take my stream break. And then we will figure it out when I come back. That sounds like a reasonable course of action. Okay, so now we're into, like, company infrastructure. I think it might be time to skip. I think it might be time to skip. Okay, I can continue New London, and I can start a new story game, and I can go into Utopia Builder. And also, I can take a quick look at the achievements. Okay, the ambitions of New London, complete the story on any difficulty. Bonfire, don't let civil war spread over 5 or more districts. And anger management, don't let the fervor of any faction reach maximum level. Pretty good, actually.